Welcome back to another episode of Elevated Dialogue here on the Uncle Junior Network. We are back live again this Wednesday afternoon with another episode. Today, we're going to be talking about well rounded success, insights into love, fitness, social, and personal life. With me today, we have one member of the Wolf Pack, Mr. Victor Viziant, Mr. Accountable Masculinity, and two-time best-selling author. What's good, brother? How are you today?
Man, I'm excellent, man. Feeling real good, relaxed. So
Yeah.
let's get it. It's been off the platform for a couple weeks, but
Yeah.
feel good. Sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah. I think it's mandatory that you get off the platform sometime and or get away from life in
Yeah,
general for a little bit and take a break and go do something that you enjoy to do. You know?
absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
So
how was your time? I know we kind of talked about it, but how was it overall just being off and doing what you were doing?
man, at first it was kind of like, can I actually, like let go or something? But
Mm.
things were just all lined up, and eventually, you stop asking questions. You start hanging out, relaxing, and not really caring about the same things. So, you know.
Do you think other people you think is kind of common to like you think it's common for people to let go sometimes like when they're kind of dialed in to like go on vacation and actually not check their phone or not check their social media or do whatever like that or what do you think?
I think it varies from person to person.
Mhm.
Some people are in a profession where it requires a lot of demand, but
Mhm.
like that hands on. And then you got some where like you just simply can't do anything.
Mhm.
Like if you do something with your hands, right?
Yeah.
Like say if you're a barber or something, you ain't got no choice but to but to relax. I'd imagine.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
cut
you
your own hair.
Yeah, exactly. If
Yeah.
you're a mechanic and you're not in the garage, you probably have like a different reaction to it. But like since I'm a writer,
Mhm.
I'm always, what I'm saying, jotting some down or, you know, so I the challenge is, get away from your electronics. So especially when you got so much in your brain that's still necessary to use, but trying to turn it off, it's not
Mhm.
always that easy.
Yeah.
But I still
I can
enjoy
see
myself
that. Yeah. What is
because
what? Oh, go ahead.
it's just a matter where you want to have your problems. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to cry in the Corolla, you want to cry in the Maybach. Which one is
Yeah, I get that
it?
too.
Yeah. So
Hey, welcome Charlotte Jordan, everybody to the show. Lee G. Marshall. Welcome everybody who's watching at home on the replay or anything like that. What was I here to say? Oh, the lottery, man. I know I just asked you right backstage. You don't really play the lottery or anything like that. Well, it ain't no big deal. It ain't a big deal to me either. But
mhm.
every once in a while, I will start to dream about the lottery. And I will explain why. I figured out, I think it might have been one of the times when it was like $1 billion, right?
Mhm.
Um, and I was like, man, what would I do with $1 billion? And I start thinking, and a lot more like what happened was other ideas started sparking up from me taking the time to dig deeper into the dream.
Mhm.
Like, okay, if I had $1 billion, what would I do? And I say, okay, well, maybe I think one of the things I said was um, I would start a business and I would do certain things in real estate, maybe buy or build some commercial property or, by a team or something like this. But then I was like, okay, well, let me bring that to a lower scale, and then just other ideas about things that I wanted to do just started springing up. So I think that was the first time I started understanding when people are talking about, or when people have talked about, the power of dreaming. So
Yeah.
that's why sometimes I would dig into the dreaming part of things, even though the chances of me winning that $1 billion is slim to none, even slimmer than that. I probably got more of a chance of being struck by lightning. I don't know. But, like I said, just dreaming about that a couple of years ago brought more revelation to just other things that I wanted to do. It opened my eyes up to other things.
Yeah. Do um you have to be willing to go as far as your mind will allow it,
Mhm.
because you got to start backward planning. Because if you just go from moment to moment, just looking in front of you, you kind of, I believe, you got to have a mindset like a time travel.
Mhm.
Like, you have to go to the future, seeing the thing that you want to do or want to accomplish. Like when you
Mhm.
see something like when it comes down to property, if you see something that needs to be renovated, you already see the outcome of it based on what you got in front of you,
Mhm.
and your experience allows you to form an outcome, right?
Mhm.
So you got enough information to go with your experience. You have different conversations with yourself, and you dream a little bit bigger, because the things that you used to think were insurmountable or hard to overcome, those things came and went very quickly. And now you look back and you like, I was putting more pressure on myself than I should have put on myself.
Mhm.
So now that you know that, and you got more tools to make a decision, I think that's the other piece of it. You take the limitations off yourself, and
Mhm.
actually use your mind.
Yeah.
So I like it.
So let's back up a little bit then. Let's go back to the $1 billion. Go back to the lottery.
All right.
If you want to play this game, if you won the lottery right
Mm-hmm.
now, and you won that billion, and let's say, for instance, whatever amount you decided to take the lump sum, I think it was like 700 something million, and that money gets deposited into your account. What is your first night going to be like, especially if nobody knows? What's your first night going to be like?
It's gonna be peaceful.
Mhm.
I mean,
How so?
I don't see myself doing anything any different.
Mhm.
Because I don't like a whole lot of unnecessary, like fanfare and attention anyway.
Mhm.
So I won't be doing anything that's out of character. You
Mhm.
I probably have, like a couple of close friends. If I got enough notice, what I'm saying, I probably give them word. But even then, I'm thinking outside the box, and then I could just very well just shut the world off for a while too. So without having to do too much, I think probably shutting the world off would be,
Mhm.
would be my first thing.
Yeah. My first night, bro, ordering pizza and watch
Oh, I'm
movies
not cooking
and
nothing.
watch
Yeah,
TV.
you're not cooking nothing.
Well, we order whatever we want.
Yeah,
So if I want pizza and she want Wingstop or some wings,
I don't
we
care. She
get
can have
pizza
whatever
and
she wants.
wings. We're
Yep,
not cooking,
we're not cooking.
probably
Whatever you
not
want.
leaving the house. Probably just lay in and just honestly just lay around and just watch TV.
Yep,
Like just and chill. You
yep.
know what I mean? Like that's it. Like, and I think probably the next day it'd probably be the
It'd
same
be the same
thing.
thing. Yeah, but hey,
I just
if
wouldn't go to work. That's I mean,
he was 25
yeah.
with the same
I was
payment,
25.
yeah,
Oh
what
man, that night I would have been
you,
gone. I probably would've took a plane somewhere. I would have flew myself. Bro, I
man,
probably would've flew
gone.
myself to another country.
Yeah,
No, no,
easily.
no. No, no, no. At 25, I was married. I already knew what I would do because I had this thought before. If I was 25 back then, oh, I would have divorced my wife and gave her half and been
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
No ifs, ands, or buts. Because that's how I thought then, you know?
yeah.
Now, heck no.
Mm-mm.
We rolling together. I
Yeah.
don't want I don't want to be single out there with $1 billion, bro.
Yep. Yep. I
Bro, heck
understand.
no. You can imagine the date marker when you come into $1 billion?
You'll never
Bro,
return.
let
Like
me
I
see.
believe a lot of these guys that want this lifestyle, that want that lifestyle that you're talking about, being single, and
Mhm.
you got a lot more risk. I don't want that attention.
Mm-mm.
Not like
Nope.
that.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Charlotte Jordan says, I would tell a few family members, and if they wanted a cut, they have to keep their mouth shut.
That's exactly why it won't
I
work.
keep my mouth shut.
They-
Shut, shut, shut.
That's exactly why it won't work.
But see, I wouldn't go like I wouldn't be extravagant with
No.
mine. Like, I'm not going out there trying to be flossy and flashy and like, cause my thing, even if I like, I would. That's why I wouldn't want to be like super famous and well known like that. Because well, I'm okay with it, but I don't. I wouldn't want to have to change my life. I don't want to have security. I will still want to be able to live my life the way I want to. You know what I mean? I want to be able to come and go in peace. I don't want to be able to not leave the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to live that life. I don't want to live like I'm caged up. And I don't
Mhm.
know, and I'm obviously speaking from someone who is not a billionaire, so I don't know what that life is like, and I'm just assuming that that's what their life is like, but I don't know.
Yeah. Um,
But you can have that.
I don't want all that extra.
Mm-mm.
Like I don't know what comes with it. And I don't know what does, but I'd rather have access to doing what I just want to do, and I don't like putting a dollar figure on it
Yeah. I'd
because
probably have I'd probably have I told my wife what I would be doing, bro. I'd be going to everything. Like
I'm
when
going to events.
bro, I'm events. I'm gonna be
Like
an
I want
event
to go to
guy.
the Kentucky Derby. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
going I'm going to the Super Bowl and I'm sitting 50-yard line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to the NBA finals,
You want to
all
have
the
experience.
games.
Yeah.
You know
You
what
want
I'm
to have
saying?
experiences.
Yeah, I'm gonna have experiences. Like I'm not
I don't need
buying a
benefits.
whole bunch of nothing. My money gonna be spent on entertaining myself for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm
might as
just
well.
saying. Yep.
Yeah.
And I have money to take some of my friends too.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but every
But
once in a while. Hey, let's roll, man. You know, it
yeah.
might be somebody's anniversary. So it might anniversary might fall in line with Final Four. So we go head out to the Final Four for the anniversary, you know.
Yeah.
Have a weekend, all expense paid on me. That's the type of stuff that I would be doing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Hanging
That
around
right
with
there.
people, hanging with the people that you with hanging with the people you want to hang with. Being with people you want to be around and doing the things that you want to do and enjoy doing, you know? I would man, I probably wouldn't be on social media at all. Like I
Yeah.
don't really think I would be on social media.
No, nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
Like we can't look. It's certain things that just change. Like you just can't
Mhm.
relate. And the thing that changes is the mindset. It's not even a bank account.
Mhm.
Like the bank account, of course, going to change just because we're talking about like being affluent, being wealthy.
Yeah.
But you just run out of things to talk about when you can't relate,
Yeah.
and you end up in places where you're gonna be misunderstood a lot. So I definitely that's why I said earlier, like I would disconnect, you know what I'm saying? And I'd change my number for sure. I'd be gone.
He'd be gone.
Gone. Like I would definitely have myself put up the right type of way.
Mhm.
Like I believe you gotta have more privacy.
Mhm.
Strange things happening to people in the world, man. And I'm not gonna make myself, what I'm saying, more accessible.
Mhm.
So I believe, like what when you go back to talking about not being super flashy and things of that nature,
Mhm.
that's difficult, you know.
Yeah.
Look, my friend, hey, look, I'm out. Don't look for me.
Yeah.
Gone. Gone.
Charlotte Jordan said she already got a list, includes her kids and grandkids and a couple of friends.
Hey,
I get that.
mhm.
LG was like, "Look, I'm out. Don't look
Don't
for
look for
me."
me.
Hey,
No,
I get it
gone.
because people gonna be in your pocket. You know what I mean? Like when you already know what happened when you get good credit. You
Yeah,
get good credit, start getting all this extra mail. You know what I mean? You pay something off, more mail come in. You think you junk mail when you pay stuff off. I don't
man,
imagine what happened when you hit the lottery for a bill.
man. I've been having this conversation in an expanded way, like with one of my other friends, and like we're in our 40s, and we're not gonna have a need for a large house,
Yeah.
like as we get older. So like we know that we need to downsize right now, you know, and more people are gonna be renting than buying because the cost of buying property right now is crazy,
Mhm.
for most people. Most people don't have, 5, 10, 15, 20% to put down on a new house, right? So what type of success do you have to have right now based on those things and how the world is changing, and to set yourself up for what your life looks like 20 years from now,
Mhm.
maybe even 10.
Mhm. Well, speaking of that, it brings us a great segue into our topic for tonight, which is well-rounded success. And with well-rounded success, we can talk about love and fitness and social life and personal life. And I believe in order to have a certain amount of success, whether it be um, in a form of resources or in the form of becoming who you truly are as a person, success is different. But I think that for me, there are four areas that people should focus on. And for me, they are your love, which not only extends to your girlfriend or boyfriend or your wife or husband, but also to your kids and your siblings and other people, and to include your friends. And then when it comes to the fitness area too, what I mean? There's a certain amount of longevity when it comes to life and being able to sustain a certain type of lifestyle. So you need a certain amount of fitness in order to be able to do that. And then your social life. Who are you connected to outside of your friends? It may be your coworkers, it could be your friends, but who are you socially connected to and what are those relationships like? And then your own personal life, which can include just not just your wife or boyfriend, those are part of that too, but also how you relate to yourself. What things do you do? Are you taking care of yourself? So all of those personal things like this. So all four of those things are things that I believe that are key and are valuable and what are needed for people in general to have a certain level of success. Like I said, whether in their personal life, I mean, whether it be on a job or whether it be in building themselves up or growing as a person in general.
Yeah. I agree with those as a foundation. At least have some.
Mhm.
I think that's a good balance, because if you just start with love, it filters into everything else. And if you have love for fitness, love for your social connections, and love for self,
Mhm.
all those things, pair well. They all that's just a good balance of those things.
Yeah.
Uh, so that kind of points me into, like, if you want to be successful, people know you got to work hard and do. Sometimes you got to do hard jobs, right?
Mhm.
But sometimes the type of job you take can take away from all four of those things.
Mhm. So with that being said, what does it mean in your opinion or in your own words, what does it mean to lead a well-rounded life and why is it important for achieving success? I think you're about to go there.
Yeah. So the well-rounded life, it what it, to me, and how I interpret it, is that if you got a well-rounded life, you're not overdoing anything. You got a good balance.
Mhm.
So if you work too much, there are other things that's going to be out of balance in the other areas. It's just, like par for the course. Maybe it could be sustained for certain periods of times, or it may have an acute moment where it can't sustain it. But working too much never helps the other four things work together. So um, if you want the other four things to work together well, you have to choose a profession that supports that. So this is why we talk about all the time when it comes down to just like compatibility with people, right? And they may be good for, like a short term, fix, and some may be more durable, because they do the same thing, so they can relate. So you got to get into a space where the most important things in your life that might be hopefully they're intangible, are relatable to what you do.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, being well rounded is simply that, being well rounded. You're not like too heavy or too light in one area. You're not, super focused on this and super unfocused on that. Or, there's a balance in your life. Like you said, even with working hard and balance, I think well, not I think balance doesn't mean equal. And I think sometimes it gets mixed up. They say, okay, well, you got to spend 8 hours working and then you got to spend 8 hours playing and you got to spend 8 hours sleeping. Well, that's equality, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be balanced just because you do all of them for 8 hours. For some people, they can handle a larger workload, maybe because their fitness level may be to a certain point. I'm just saying, to where if they can have more balance and they may not need as much sleep or maybe more sleep, just whatever. So I think that, you know, it's you like I said, it's not equal. It's just being able
It's
to
just
have
balance.
yeah, like you said, it's just balance. And balance doesn't mean equal,
No,
and I think in order to achieve anything in life, you have to have success and you have to have balance and you have to be well rounded. But what you have to be well rounded in is going to be different depending on what area of success you're trying to achieve. So if you are looking to be a football player, a well-rounded lifestyle, if you're in high school, or, looking to go to the pros, a well-rounded lifestyle may be full of going to school, hitting the books, going to workouts, going to football practice, lifting weights and stuff like that, and not spending a whole lot of time on the games, different things like that. Whereas somebody who, may want to do something else, that job or their goal or dream may allow them more flexibility in their schedule to gain more or to do any things like that. But it comes down, like I said, and we said, is the balance and being well-rounded overall in general.
yeah, man, you got to be flexible,
You
and
gotta be.
because you have to have like, I think you have to have like three things. One is your primary, then the other two support the primary, but like in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a peripheral task. So like if you're not producing content, then the next thing you need to be doing is probably editing content or planning content.
Mhm.
So there's something that you could do that keeps the interest, going. So um like even not being on for like a couple weeks, I had to trust my tech, and then I just re-aired a couple of episodes, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it still drew interest, so that's a healthy thing, but if you don't step away and see that it can work without you, you're gonna lose an opportunity of maintaining that balance that we were talking about, because now you got more tools that free up your time. So now what are you gonna do with your time?
Mhm.
So because that's what this whole journey is. It's like really, you don't own time, trying to get your time back, trying to get,
Yeah.
like better optimization of your time.
Yeah, and doing what you want to do with your time.
And sometimes saying I don't want to do anything
Mhm.
because we don't have enough. We
Yeah.
don't. We're not intentional enough all the time to just say, you know what, I'm blowing off phone calls today or something.
And that's where the personal part comes
Yep.
into. And that's where the overall balance in love, fitness, social, and personal all come together. And with that being said, man, I gotta thanks Cam for stopping by today, man. Really appreciate you. I know he'd be hopping in before he gotta roll out and do other things. But
Yeah.
um can you share some examples of how love, fitness, and social connections and personal growth intersect in one's journey towards success?
Um, I think empathy
Mm.
is it's like a total a word to capture everything that's up there, right?
Mhm.
Because love goes, you know what I'm saying, with everything, right? Fitness is like basically self awareness,
Mhm.
and fitness brings you different types of social connections. The variety of people changes, the spectrum changes, and when personal growth intersect is, uh, all of those different components were necessary for you to be the person that you are, which translates into empathy. to where you say, um, you offer support where you can, and where you can't, you keep your distance too, and allow people to have their own space. Because the whole point of personal growth is just understanding that everybody's boundaries isn't the same.
Hmm. I will say this. I'm gonna use myself as an example right here.
Hmm.
My love life, check. Fitness, check. Social connections, check. Personal and my personal growth, check. Check, check, check. Keep on checking. That's something that I'm continuing to check, because personal growth is not something that you can just check and stop. You check, and then you get more information, and then you check. I got I ordered 4 books this week,
Hmm.
right? Continuing to grow. So because I'm checking off love, fitness, social, and personal on a consistent and disciplined basis, on a regular on a consistent basis, it's it definitely intersects with my journey towards success, because my journey towards success would be limited if I didn't have balance in these areas, and if one of these areas were not checked.
Yes.
Now, what I'm saying is this. Now, these are my 4. Someone else's 4 could be different. Now, if I have decided in my journey, in my who I am as a man, that these are the 4 things that I need to work on and grow at to in order to be successful. If one of these areas is not checked, it's going to directly affect everything else.
Yeah.
And hear what I say. If my love life gets jacked up and I'm supposed to be with someone, then there's a part of my life that's missing. So my journey can't be completed yet, because I'm missing one of the 4 parts that I need in my life. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's, you got a foundation. That's the integrity of your foundation.
Mhm.
Like, you can't, those things ain't interchangeable. They're just not. And everybody's got to have something that they are non-negotiable on, and these are the things I believe give you tools to kind of like read the room when you're talking to people, and you figure out what interests them, what you relate to, and what you don't relate to. This is part of what keeps you safe individually. If these things are challenged or potentially blocked by something outside of this, you're going to reevaluate your proximity to the thing that's outside of this. So, like, if you got a job that impedes the love, fitness, social connections, and the personal growth aspect of it, you're going to evaluate how much time and effort are you going to give this job at some point, if you want to have a well-rounded life, right? Now, whatever well-rounded looks like for you
Yeah.
is for you.
Mhm.
But you didn't wait till you were older to do harder work, did you?
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I think, like you said,
physically
the
time, physically demanding work.
no,
No, you didn't. You didn't
that's
wait till you
that's
almost.
bass backwards.
That's, yeah, for real. So, like, you have to be focused on things that are efficient. You know what I'm saying? Because now you get to use your mind better, right? So the job that has more physical demands out of you, that tires you, that puts you at a greater health risk at a later age, is not as attractive. To
Yeah.
put that in the mix of your 4 components that make you who you are. So you want to get something that complements that.
Yeah, I'm 47, bro. I ain't
Yeah,
trying to do hard labor job.
exactly. Yeah,
I ain't trying to do anything physically demanding. The only physically demanding thing I want to do is stuff I want to do on my own time, like cut my grass. I don't
yeah.
mind doing that.
Save my own
Going to
labor
the
for me.
gym. I'm
Hmm.
fine doing that. What's that?
Save my labor and my lifting for me.
Yeah, for
I don't
stuff
need to
that I
give it for
want to do.
nobody else.
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah, I don't want. I mean, when I was young though, I liked it. Like even when I got out, I had a 3-year break in service. When I got out of the military, man, I worked for a company and I worked in a distribution center. And man, I had a great time. Like it was hard, intense work. I was loading trucks, one box at a time. They came down the conveyor belt and I loaded trucks. And I 47 and 53-foot trucks, man. And I did that job for almost 3 years and I worked third shift. It was hard work, but man, I got good at it. I enjoyed it. Like, but now,
Nah,
yeah, honestly, I'll probably do it
yeah, nah,
because
you,
I like the physical labor part of it, really. So maybe it's just for me, but I know it wouldn't be a job that I would take right now because I don't have to. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So I'm not even thinking that way. But could I do it? Yeah, but
could
um,
you,
yeah, but I
should you?
really ain't. I
No,
really ain't pressed to do that type of thing. Like I said, like you said, save my hard labor for me.
yeah,
And with that being said, Vic, welcome to the show, Mr. Antoine Christopher. He said he
oh
been having
boy,
some tech issues.
Dude,
So
I'm telling you, man, my computer, my screen was stuck in Samsung TV. I was trying to work with this damn remote. Didn't it was the weirdest thing. And all I did was plug in my Wacom just to see if the drawing was done, And anyways, I'm sorry, man. No disrespect, trust me. That's why I was gonna use my phone. Then I finally got it figured out. It was one button I needed to press, and here I am.
well, Antoine, appreciate you being here, man.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry, man. That's so unprofessional of me. Believe me.
oh man,
You
this all
good,
good.
bro?
How come it looks like I'm looking to the side? I could swear I'm. Oh, here it is. Oh, sorry about that. All right.
We can't see what you see, but
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
welcome Gamal and Jasmine to the show. Appreciate y'all for stopping by here.
This is great, man. I guess I can't talk about what I wanted to talk about.
Can one of y'all turn y'all TVs down?
Huh?
Can one of y'all turn
That's
y'all
probably
TVs
me.
I
down?
don't have a TV on.
Oh,
That's
neither.
me. That's me. That was me.
Oh, thank you, sir.
That chair is a
I
Oh,
know.
squeaky. You got to be
you
still.
you just loud, late, and wrong.
Uh-huh. Loud, late, and squeaky.
I gotta fix that there too. I'm gonna get
Just,
more
bro,
anyway.
get you some Crisco or
Yeah,
some WD-40.
I
Hey,
appreciate you guys' patience, man.
yeah.
what kind of oil products you put in your hair?
I
Oh,
put what do I put? I put
Never mind. We don't want to advertise for nobody. Once people get the hold of this video and we
I
get a
put S
million
curls
views,
gel, the blue one,
that's curl gel.
and
he's
I put
lying.
The
He's
blue and gray bottle.
the blue bottle. It's blue. It's all blue. And then I put I grew up on that. And then I put what's that oil called? That
Kimmy
black oil.
oil.
No, black oil. Help me out, man. The black oil that's good for moisturizing.
The
black seed
black
oil.
oil.
Black castor oil.
Yeah, castor oil.
Yeah.
Oh man, you done getting ready for
Antoine,
Easter
my
Sunday.
hair. You see what I got, right? I mean, I still got hair. I just don't grow it.
Yeah, I know. I can see you got a full nest because you can tell there's no areas
a
empty.
full nest. What's a full nest?
Too much work.
Everything's covered. There's no ball spot.
Oh, I got a bald spot back here though.
Oh, it doesn't look like it from here. It looks
Yeah,
like you got
because it's
full.
way back there and stuff. But
Yeah.
my hairline used to be down here sometime a long time ago. But it's too much work and don't look
I
right,
am
man.
sorry, guys. What's the topic?
Um,
Besides sadness for me hearing the news that you
what you
sent
sad
out.
for?
The news you sent out. What do you mean what I'm sad for?
Oh man, we're not talking about that right now.
I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, it's more sad.
It ain't sad. But
Yeah.
anyway, we are talking about Antoine well-rounded success, insights into love, fitness, social, and personal life, my brother. That's what we are talking about tonight.
Where's everybody tonight besides Vic?
Um,
Usually there's more. There's Chris. There's rolling down the hill. There's somebody.
everybody had other things to do.
See that? And I'm here, and I was fighting to get on this baby.
You was, Antoine. I told Vic before the show, I was like, this might be the first, maybe second show that Antoine ain't showing. I'm like, Antoine is very consistent. You haven't missed any show, have you?
Nope, not one.
Yep. I think me and you the only one who haven't missed
Not
each other.
one.
Yeah.
Social connections and personal growth intersect in one's journey towards success. Man,
Yeah. You want to jump on this question, Antoine?
yeah, can you share some examples of how love? I don't put the love part because I don't believe that that gets you anywhere. That just
Yeah,
gets
these are my 4. These are
okay.
my 4. But
I'm
you
gonna
do have love anyway. You just thinking
yeah.
about
I mean
intimacy
yeah.
love between you and a woman.
I would like to say the love is all the love and support came from my family, so I'm not gonna give
There you
anybody else
go.
credit for that. The fitness, I believe in that wholeheartedly, keeping you on track, building, growing. I mean, you should not be a fat fuck on TV on anything.
Well,
You should be you should be focused on a healthy lifestyle and living a healthy lifestyle, the best version of yourself.
hold that. I don't want you to go too deep on the fitness because
Okay, sorry.
in 2 more questions we're going to get to the physical part.
And the social connections, I believe that you're as good as the company you keep. I believe that you should have a strong wolf pack. I believe you should stay connected only to the people that matter in your life and have friends and then keep your acquaintances as a distance. Let them in one by one so you can vet them. And personal growth, I believe you're growing every day. I don't believe you should settle as a man. I don't believe you should be. I don't think you should be content at 45,000 or whatever the average man makes. I think you should be always striving to do better, so you get the dime and best quality of women out there. Intersect with one's journey towards success, and it'll all come together in the end. I believe that, as much as people hate to say it, money is not the root of all evil. It all depends on whose hands it's in. And I believe that if you're speaking negative of money, it's because you don't have any. And I believe that it actually, if the more money you make, the more easier your life will be as far as living. So you can focus, give more energy to what matters. You don't have to worry about the roof over your head. You don't have to worry about medical bills. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything else becomes easy because that's the world you live in right now, a materialistic world. And you can't, and love doesn't pay the bill or anything. It doesn't do shit. That's why I believe you have to be the man you want to be so you can control what you want to do. That's it in a nutshell.
When it comes to money, I don't want to harp on it long.
No, not at all.
Being what you want to be, right?
Yep.
The Army used to say that, be all you can be. And if you look at the new commercials, they're saying it again.
Mm-hmm.
That was the slogan when I came in, in 1994. That was the slogan, be all you can be. And that's what the slogan is now. At least that's what I heard it. But when it comes to the money, I know you emphasize money a lot.
Yep.
But I think when people have their needs met, is a different story. So there are dudes out there who are retired from the military, right? Retired sergeant major after 30 years. I think a sergeant major pay after 30 years, they made probably at least $3,000 a month. And their retirement with 100% disability, if they're married, maybe about 42. So they be bringing home about $8,000 a month.
Damn
not
good.
not working, right? For the rest of their life. That money will come in for the rest of their life. They can afford a nice $400,000 house in certain parts of the country. They have VA benefits. They may live in a state like Texas or New Mexico that they don't have to pay property taxes. They don't have to pay state taxes. And their VA disability, which is $4,200, is tax-free. So what do you say to those people who may be bringing in about $80,000 a year, $70,000 a year for their entire life? Do they need to continue to work or strive, or they've served the country for 30 years and now they don't want to do anything else? They have enough money, they have enough resources to take them to the day that they die.
Well, listen, just because you have the money doesn't mean you have to stop building and growing yourself and taking care of yourself. Doesn't mean it's the end all be. When I say money, I mean in a sense that you should always be thriving to do something. Get a hobby. My father said he should have never retired because now he feels old.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
but just not working like a hobby
no,
or
I think you
waking
should.
up
I think
and enjoying themselves, going jet skiing or going fishing every day.
exactly. I don't know what your personal life is with 80 grand. I don't know if you're supporting somebody. I don't know. I'm just saying
Yeah.
you can invest it. You can make it grow. I think you should always stay busy. Don't become complacent. Don't become, stagnant. You
But
should
here's
always
the
do
deal.
something.
When
And
you have
okay.
when you have money coming in for the rest of your life, do you really need to invest it? You ain't gonna never have to pull the money out.
That's true too. But like I said, I don't know your lifestyle. But if you don't want to invest it, I think you should definitely find something that stimulates you mentally and
Yeah.
physically.
Okay.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Just drink beer all day? Like you got to find something. That's when the devil takes a hold of you when you're agile, doing nothing.
But if
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying is I think that there's another side of the coin of people who don't want to grow. And I think that that's
That's
okay
fair.
that if they've put in 30 years of serving their country, that they're like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do anything else. All I want to do is fish and drink beer and listen to the radio every day for the rest of my life. That's all I want to do. I think that those people, I I think that's probably a very peaceful life.
That's sad to me. I
You
couldn't
think
see.
so?
Yeah, I just don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't
Okay.
agree. Yeah, I
Hey,
can't agree
I
with that.
like it. I like it. So here we go. What are some common misconceptions that people have about balance in life? That life has to be one way. No. What
Yeah.
are some misconceptions though?
Um.
Balance in life. Explain it a little bit more to me, because maybe
Well,
I'm.
you know, some misconceptions that people have about
Oh,
balancing life. Like
oh,
people will
like some
say,
people think it's like 50-50, and it's
yeah,
not 50-50 in some cases. Sometimes it's 70-30. Sometimes it's 80-20. Sometimes it's 90-10. Like
Oh,
when
you
you
mean
talk,
like the good and bad? You mean like the good and bad things? Yeah.
yeah,
so
like I mean, it just depends on what your life is set up like. Like if
so
you're in a relationship, balancing your life is going to be different for a person that's in a relationship and not.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
know, because you have other considerations. It doesn't mean anything negative or whatever, but like everybody doesn't balance their life the same way because everybody doesn't have a life that the other person can absolutely relate to. So, like, what your day looks like between 4 and 8, 4 hour window for all of us looks way different from person to person.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
true. That is true.
So there's a lot of things that are taken into consideration when you block off that much time to do whatever it is that's important to you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you start expanding that, it's less and less spaces where we can understand how the other person's day goes the way that it goes. So we got to be careful when we start talking about what balance is for each one of us, you know. So the misconception is that a lot of people think that everything happens within the span of time that they understand, and it's not the case. You know, it happens along that person's, like journey and their concept of time. You know, what's important to them is not important to you in the same spaces.
Hmm. I see
yeah.
what you're
Yeah.
And for me, a common misconception that people have about balance in life is that there's one way. You know what I mean? That there's only one way to do it. Like these four up here: love, fitness, social, and personal. That's what I have decided is what I need to have in my life to bring the balance in my life. Those are for me. I think it's up to each individual on their journey to figure out what it takes for them to have balance in life. So I think it can be confusing and it's a big misconception when people say that this is what you have to have in order to have a balanced life. I think that's a misconception because there is no just one way to have a balanced life. My balanced life is looks different than Vic's balanced life. These four things may work fine for me and they may work fine for Vic, but they may not work fine for Antoine and or vice versa. So one common misconception is that there's just one way to have a balanced life. And as we grow and as we evolve, I would say that it's common that these things that create success may change. Right now, it may be love, fitness, social, and personal life. 5 years from now, my life may be different. Certain things may be required more than others, so they may shift some, or one of these things may come off and something else may get added to it. But for where I'm at right now in life and on my journey, this is what I have found out that creates balance for me. But like I said, a misconception be that it's one way of doing it, even this way.
Yeah.
I think it's like, don't you think like you life always throws you a curveball, so you're always
Mhm.
really balancing things in your everyday life.
Yeah.
There's always something, you know, and there's always something you're worried about, or there. But I think that keeps life interesting. It keeps life active. I think that, you know, when you do become comfortable, you should be thrown a curveball, you know, because it gets you to think a different way. I think balancing, you're always going to be balancing. You're always going to be juggling and trying to figure things out. I think that keeps life interesting. I think that I don't think you should be, I don't believe in struggling. I believe that you should always, you know, try to get yourself in a comfortable spot financially, physically, and emotionally.
Now, once you get in that comfortable spot,
I think you should look for thrive for the next step. You know, it's like I was saying, I lost the weight that I wanted to lose. Now I want to get down to 9% body fat. Like, I make it interesting for yourself. That's me, right?
maybe 9%.
I would like that.
9%. Why not? Why not take it
Huh?
slow?
That's just a number. I seen it on the YouTube video, and I said, "Fuck, that looks nice down there." And I'm like, I wonder what that's like. And then there was a lot of dieting involved and making your own meals and shit. So I said, all right, and, you know,
It's
I
not
like
that hard.
It's not that hard, but it's something I want to thrive for. So I said, okay, let's do that.
Mm.
So I think
That's an example right there.
Yeah,
like for you, it ain't that hard. You see what I'm saying?
right.
Mhm.
But for him, he had
For
a
me,
different
it's like,
type of interest
all
in it.
right, I got to change up the diet again. I'm like, damn.
Exactly. It was a
Chris
journey
said,
for him in a different
like
way.
Chris said, it's simple, but it doesn't mean that it's not hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Come
get
on.
that.
It's just
You know?
execution.
So
Yeah,
I like when people have things going on in their life and they're always working, they're always busy, and they're keeping it interesting. You know, I like that.
so I get that. But at some point, do you, I don't know if your grandparents are still alive or not, but do you want to see your grandparents at 70 and 80 still working? Or do you want them like
No,
sitting at home enjoying themselves?
sitting at home enjoying themselves, like my parents.
Exactly.
Both
So
my parents are
that's what I'm
retired.
saying.
Yeah, but they've earned
So
it. They got grandkids and they
that's
got
what
kids
I'm
and grandkids.
but that's what I'm saying about the guy who worked for 30 years in the military. He's a grandfather now. He went in at 18. He's 58 now.
But check
You
this
know what I
out.
mean?
But check this out. My mother still wakes up to cook. My father still wakes up to do his little 4-mile walk. I mean,
Yeah.
he's still
But
driving.
they're at home chilling though.
Yeah,
They
but
ain't out grinding.
the grinding part. You know, he's done. He's got us to do that now.
Okay, we on the
But
same page. I thought you was like, man, you want people to grind until they
nah,
got
nah,
10
nah.
toes in the dirt.
No, I just think they should always try to keep things interesting. Always try to. I just believe in that, man. I just don't
Yeah.
believe in becoming so complacent and,
Yeah.
you know, hey, what did you do today? Same thing I did yesterday. It's like,
Yeah,
dude.
I was laid on the couch with my wife and we watched reruns of All in the Family. You
Yeah,
know?
it's like, what?
That ain't even a bad life.
It's like, but travel, go. I mean, come on, man. There's
Bro,
such a big
traveling all the
world out
time
there.
get old, bro. I don't like living off that suitcase, but it is what it is. What you got, Vic, man? I didn't spun us off. It's usually Antoine to spin us off, but it was me today.
I think that I think you got to definitely keep it mixed up. You know, I think more importantly, it's about working to have the option to work if you want to.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Like you had a flexibility that I think quality of life is more important than money. You know, because you can have money, but what are you doing to get to the money? You know, like if it requires you to be in the public all of the time, or you know, having to deal with people on a consistent basis, your experience with your money is going to be completely different than somebody that has money and has got themselves in a position where they don't have to answer to anybody, and they can pick and choose when they want to be public or private. So I think money without freedom is just I think it's pandering almost, because it just keeps people working and they never get out of the mindset of maybe sit back and not have to do anything with your money. You had a freedom to do something with it versus being obligated to do something with it. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I like my time. I think
I like my time. Yeah.
Antoine, let me ask you this. Would you rather work for 200K? No, would you rather work 400K or not have to work for 50K a year?
Work for 400K.
I said 100K. Work for 100K or not work for 50K?
I'm working for 100K.
Work for 100K.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm working till I can't work no more. I love it. But then again, I love what I do.
But you're doing what you love to
Yeah,
do. I get
that's
that.
what I'm trying to say.
And that's what I get, the working part. So there are some dudes and some people who grew up in kindergarten. They knew they wanted to be a doctor. So I can't sit here. So I understand where you come from. I can't sit here and tell that dude at 70 that he should be like, man, you just go home and relax and chill. Bro, this dude been wanting to be a doctor his entire life. He enjoys doing it. So I think some of the conversation can be different based off of whether or not you actually doing what you want to do. You know what I mean?
I think it's different when you're talking to somebody that's got a consumer mindset versus an entrepreneurial mindset.
That too.
Okay.
Like the person with an entrepreneurial
y'all
mindset.
entrepreneurs and have been like, I worked for 20 years and then retired.
Yeah.
And then jumped into this space.
Yeah, like Antoine can paint forever.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wanted to do. That's what he's like. When you talk about entrepreneurial spirit, I'm really talking about having a purpose.
And Antoine is just going to keep getting better.
Yeah.
I just love it, man.
Like he's gonna get better,
Yeah.
And it's the way
that's something you can do.
And you know what though? I have to admit, it's the way I feel about fitness. I don't get lazy going to do a jog or a jump rope or
hold up, Antoine. Pause right there. Here we go. I got the question for you. How does physical fitness impact other areas, including relationships and professional success?
I contribute my success to fitness because I never get tired. There's nothing I do outside of harder than what I do in the gym. I'm always having energy. It forces me to eat the right shakes, the right drinks, gives me energy. It's just something that I do for me to make me feel good. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy looking at a jump rope video and go, shit, let me try that one next time I work out. Or, I just, and the conversations you have with the people that are into it and how they pump you up. And next thing you know, this guy's 50 or 60 doing a planche push-up and you're like, God damn, you're 60 doing that? All right, let me try that one. It's just such a balance in your life when you have it. You don't have to worry about what you're going to eat. Like you can enjoy a good steak or a good pasta. You can go on vacation and come back and you're right back at the grind and lose that weight. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not work. That's how I really feel like. That's why I guess I'm so hard on when I see a person that's heavy set for no reason. And I'm like, what are you doing in your life
well, let's put it on how that take you out of it and then just throw a person out there and how the physical fitness can affect them or how it relates to relationships and success. You think it is a good thing to have physical fitness?
Because yes, it shows you accomplished something and you're disciplined. It shows you're able to be disciplined at something. And you take that.
Do you do it because you're disciplined or do you do it because you enjoy it?
I do it because it makes me feel good.
But I guess what I'm saying, I guess it may be like chicken and egg, right? So some people, do you enjoy fitness because it makes you feel good? Or do you feel good because you do fitness? Because some people, for me, it's easy for me to fitness because I enjoy it. You know what I mean? So, but some people don't enjoy it. They hate it. You know what I mean? And that's why I was going with the whole chicken and egg thing with you. Just in
I
this
I
aspect.
I do it because I enjoy it,
Mhm.
and the reward is how it makes me feel.
Disciplined people do fitness.
I like to say, yeah. You know what? I agree with that one, Vic.
I think, like generally speaking, disciplined people have fitness woven into whatever it is that makes them disciplined. So,
Yeah.
undisciplined people complain.
Mhm.
That's just
True.
what it is. Like when
I
it,
will
when,
say disciplined people complain too, but they're gonna complain, but we still gonna do it.
that's the point. So,
That's
like,
the
and even
difference.
if you complain, you don't necessarily protest. You might keep it to yourself because disciplined people know complaints don't help.
Bro, I did not want to get up and go to the gym this morning, bro.
But you
And
went
I
though.
knew what the workout was. I went, bro. We
See,
had 3 1,000K rows with a 3-minute break, and we'd do 1,000 rows break in between 1,000 row.
what's this? What's that, Rose? I don't know that one.
A rowing machine.
Machine,
Okay.
Yeah, the row,
yeah,
bro. Then we had to do a little workout afterwards, bro. I was
death row.
But
Man,
isn't it feel like you accomplished something, even though
yeah. That's
that's
why
what
I
I'm
do it.
asking about, man?
And that's why like for me the physical fitness part and how it impacts other areas of your life, I think that, like Vic was just saying, a lot of times when you have a good fitness plan, or you have a certain level of fitness, physical fitness, like Antoine said, you can work longer hours, you can do things, you can stay up later at night to grind towards going to your goal if you need to, different things like that. And I think, yeah, we talk about fitness, but relationships too, because a lot of times with fitness, there's the discipline aspect, and a lot of times people with a certain level of discipline, to use Vic's word, they have a certain level of sexual discipline, so that affects their relationships, and then their professional success too. If you have a certain level of physical fitness, goes to the discipline, please. The discipline piece. When you work, you're probably more of a professional at work than not. You know what I mean? Because you carry yourself with a certain amount of discipline just overall in life in general. And then that's if we're speaking about physical fitness and in the terms of just discipline. But I think just physical fitness overall, I think that what you have to do in order to remain in a certain level of physical fitness impacts all the other areas, because those ideas, that mindset, can be transferred over into your regular and personal life, relationships, and professional.
Fitness is the performance of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that. That's nice. I like
Then you
that.
got to think about it. Like, not everybody is getting up and doing anything with themselves
Mm-hmm.
physically. Nobody is. Most people in this country generally don't wake up with the idea, I'm going to go work out for the first 2 hours of my day.
Yeah.
Feel highly confident in saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So that separates people that want to do it at that time, and then out of that group of people, you still got some that say, I'm still going to do my discipline, like my physical fitness, and they're going to pick what times of day they're going to do it. Then there's going to be the rest that's just going to talk about it. So the difference is the discipline to do what you said.
Yeah.
You. So that's the performance of it right there, because at a minimum, nobody can move your arms around. Nobody can move your legs around for you to improve, your body physically, right? That's you making a decision to
You got to
perform
do
it.
it.
You have to do that. That is a level, that is the ultimate performance of discipline. So that's what it really embodies.
Yeah.
Because people that don't take care of themselves, guess where they're not at? They're not at the gym.
Mm-hmm. And I think not just physical fitness, but
Or they just
wellness.
they're not doing something that
Not
got
doing
them
something.
active,
Mm-hmm.
hiking, swimming, doing something, but just sitting around waiting for the calories to pile up. It's kind of weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's right about that. God damn, you're right about that. It's like I can't understand. I can't relate to that. Like when we were talking to that guy the other day, you know, and I can't relate. It's like, why do you look like that? Like, you know how much food it takes for you to look like that? Like,
Hey.
like you must just like shovel that shit down, and you're like, no. Like when I see that, it's like it's foreign to me, and I'm like, well, it's two different lifestyles.
Yeah, and one is discipline, and one is not. That's what
Right.
I to.
I totally agree, and it's no shade. It's no. I'm not trying to give
It's
shade.
real.
It's just real. That's why, you know, when I see it, I can't relate to it. And I ask myself, why do you feel the need to look like that? You know, like to ask the airplane lines to change their seats and to accommodate you because why? You're not the norm.
I think for a lot of people, and I see it every single day, the level of obesity. I know kids who are in 3rd grade and they wear, you know, a size 38 pants. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? And some of it is lack of education. Some of it is lack of discipline. Some of it is lack of knowledge. Some of it just it's a whole bunch of different things.
Can we really say that?
And I will say this: a lot of times, people don't. If you're still benefiting, and there are no consequences for your actions, sometimes it's hard to see. Like if there's a lot of obese people in your family, and everybody lives to be 80, and everybody still gets married and have kids and stuff like this, they're not necessarily seeing the negative effects of being obese, or of not having a certain level of physical fitness. You know what I'm saying? So that's the other side of it, good, bad, or indifferent. Some people never see the negative effects of obesity in their family or in their circle, so it's normal. It's not like it's a problem.
I just listen.
I don't understand it either, but at the same time,
TV shows.
It's on TV shows.
It's whole TV shows dedicated to this.
Yeah,
600-pound life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, and when I see stuff like that, and I see them trying to spin it in a positive light, but it's not reality. It's TV. Ain't nobody want to come home to that. Ain't nobody want to come home to that. You can line up 100 people and they say, which one do you want to look like? They ain't putting 2 tons of fun.
It's actually the opposite. A lot of those people have kids.
Yeah.
So which goes down to like the rabbit hole of
multiple
like fitness. Yeah, have multiple kids.
Multiple kids.
It might be by multiple men too. So you start talking about fitness aspects, and you living in a sexually undisciplined home, and you got these different, variables that these kids are being raised by, and you got unhealthy food, unhealthy eating habits, and a terrible schedule that doesn't complement or afford you physical fitness, or even a conversation to talk about it, because it's a completely different life. This is why when I say discipline, people can be disciplined and be undisciplined, right? But what makes somebody else undisciplined and what makes somebody disciplined? We already defined what makes somebody disciplined, right? Getting up, doing it, even though you don't want to do it, not complaining, just executing it, right? Not doing it makes you undisciplined if you know you need it. Because the doctor's going to tell you the same thing.
Exactly.
You need to go work out. You need to change what you eat.
Here's another one. One thing we hadn't done in a couple weeks, I've been forgetting, is these true false questions. So I want to get back to them tonight.
Okay.
Y'all okay with that? So the first one is achieving, true or false, achievements, and we definitely can elaborate more on the topics. We still got plenty of time. True or false, achieving success in one area of life often requires sacrifice in other aspects.
Yep.
I guess it depends on what level you want to do it at.
But some form of success comes with a sacrifice. Nothing's given.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. You know?
Nothing's given to you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to say unfortunate.
I feel safe saying like.
Well, okay. So, Antoine, in order to be successful in your life, what is something that you've had to sacrifice?
My family. I moved here. I left entire
The
family.
relationship, but not relationships. Yeah.
Relationships, everything. I said to my girl back then, I said, listen, I'm going to the States. I got a job opportunity. It's to better myself. You're coming or you're going. Let me think about it. Don't think about it. It's okay. Stay right where you are. I'm good. Because I'm not gonna have you come and take me down with your pity party about missing home. It's okay, we're good. And it was hurting, but you know what? Best decision I ever made. I don't care what anybody says. Success comes at a price.
Yeah.
Come
I
on, man.
definitely believe, there's a sacrifice,
So
that's why I say at doing it at a certain level, you sacrifice something, if you want to just have hobbies and, like try to be everywhere at one time, I think the main thing that you said that you sacrifice is availability.
mm.
And remind you, and I'll tell you honestly, I had no problem leaving them. It
Yeah.
was like I want this in my life. I
So then, was it really so?
It
If
wasn't
you got
really a
what you
sacrifice.
wanted, yeah,
Yeah.
and you were willing to let it go, was it really a
That
sacrifice?
that's
yeah.
That's the
It was
big question,
when
and I never know. I don't know, even
when
for
I say
me.
okay, when I say I really wanted this, it still hurt to leave the mom and dad and the
Mhm.
brothers and the niece and nephews behind because I wanted to see them. I wanted to watch them grow. But the sacrifice of missing birthdays, missing their
Yeah, I get it.
graduation, high
Okay.
school, all those little knickknacks, watching their little fingers and toesies, man, let me tell you, bro, it was hard. It wasn't easy. But I loved being here and I loved working and I loved, the struggle and it says it was a sacrifice, and there's not one holiday I didn't cry about it. Like
Yeah.
really felt like shit.
I think sacrifices are relative. Because what one person would see as a sacrifice, another person might see as just a natural progression in the process. So it's kind of like par for the course. You know where certain potholes are when you're driving in the morning. If you know the road well enough. So you know if sacrifice is going to have to happen, or the natural progression of things that is that certain people are going to get left behind. You know, it's either normal for some or sacrifice for others. So I think it's a matter of like where you're going,
Yeah,
because what I would see as a sacrifice is something that was an opportunity over here that were fully embraced and that chose something else. You know what I'm saying? Because it also presented better opportunity. And
hmm
then whereas like I could have had a different path that might have been successful this way, I'd have to sacrifice that to, go do the thing that I'm maybe less certain of.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a sacrifice. The
What's up?
military.
Oh yeah.
If
Yeah,
if you do 20 years and you retire, you've sacrificed so much. You sacrifice your health. You
really.
sacrifice your relate.
Your health? Why would you
Bro,
say your health? It's why would you say your health? Explain that to me. I no, I'm being honest. I really don't know.
bro.
It's
You know
it's
how many
strenuous.
you know how many soldiers come back with PTSD from just
Oh,
seeing
okay, that's
certain
what you
things
mean.
over
Okay, got
there?
you. Okay.
I got PTSD too.
Yeah.
So your health, you'll look at some dudes and you'll think that they're like pretty healthy, but they're like really tore up. Like I had back surgery before I turned 40 years old. Who in the world is supposed to have back surgery before 40?
Would you
Yeah.
mind if I ask what made that in the army that made you have that? Because
Not
as
take
a guy that doesn't know.
All right, so in the military, as a male, there's and anytime you're in any like male dominated sport or male heavy, not anything, but a lot of different things. There's ego there, there's testosterone, there is one upping, there is promotions in the military. So one of the big things in the military is you don't want to be soft. Do you want to have a soft person coming to your door, Antoine, when if something going on in your house, do you want a weak policeman or do you want somebody that's tough?
Somebody that's tough.
Exactly. So that we are kind of taught early on in life to have a tough mentality while you're in. So when you get hurt or when you get sick or injured, a lot of times people will say, hey, oh, he's been weak. He's a female body part. So it's kind of ingrained in you early to deal with things, especially when it comes to pain. So you will see guys short like me and you, 5'6", carrying 80-pound rucks. That's, you know, for what? Carrying a whole bunch of stuff, doing a lot of things, jumping off things, doing a lot of physically intense things, maybe when they shouldn't have. And even if they should and they get hurt, not going and getting things checked. So just having that mentality of keep grinding, don't stop. If you play football or sports or anything like that, it's the same thing. I play sports and you don't want to be weak when you playing football. So when you're dealing with that and you're living that lifestyle for 20 years where you don't go and get your ailments checked early on in your career, they build up, they pile up, and you don't get help until it's too late. And then by the time you get it done, 16, 17, 18 years down the road, a lot of damage has already been done.
Right. Okay. I get what you're talking about.
Wear and tear.
Wear
Yeah.
and tear.
Wear and tear. Okay.
Yeah.
And you got to think about this. Like Vic said, most Americans are not getting up every single day doing anything physically intensive. In the military, you're doing it 5 days a week, at least, everybody. So you are putting a lot of wear and tear on your body year after year after year. Knees, backs, all of that stuff.
Elbows.
You know what I mean? You're
Shoulders.
constantly doing something. And, if you can't do PT, you can't do physical exercise. A lot of times people don't necessarily want to promote you. Because when we trying to do a run, you can't lead the run. You
Your
can't
leaders
go
gotta
pull
look like
nobody
leaders.
off the battlefield. Like,
Yeah. In the army, perception is everything. You know what I'm
perception.
saying? So if you
And
don't
if you
look,
can run and do PT, you can get promoted.
yeah. If like leadership performs,
Mhm.
leadership has to be displayed. So somebody got to perform, right? That's why like they grade you, like your discipline is assessed based on your physical appearance.
Mhm.
That
Your
doesn't
uniform,
change. Yeah,
your
like that
PT
doesn't.
test.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that doesn't change outside the military, because even if you got a bunch of people in the same uniform, the minute that you look sloppy in your uniform, you stick out like a sore thumb, because everybody is generally in good shape.
Yeah.
So you don't get to hide being obese. So
good.
But like out here, it's the same effect.
Yeah.
You can already tell, like who gets up in the morning, who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You got a good idea.
Walk outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Gamal said his answer to this was true. Yes, you have to give something to get something.
Yep.
And like you said, time is a sacrifice. Time is a huge sacrifice. Relationships, I would say, from the military, when you're deployed, when you're gone for 15 months, you're nothing more than a paycheck to your kids. Talk to them on the phone here and there, your wife or your husband or whatever, but that's about it. You sacrifice relationships. There are certain things that I was not able to input into my sons because I was gone for 15 months.
Yeah.
Certain things, certain parts of their life that I missed. Like when I did a 12-month, came back for 11 months and then left, then did a 15-month.
Wow.
So it's like, I miss birthdays, all the Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, weddings, graduations, bar mitzvahs, whatever you want to call it. We missed christenings, you name it. Missed it. So like you said, when you moved away, you sacrificed a lot of those engagements and those memory building experiences because you chose to go do something else. So
And I'll say this, my nieces and nephews don't really even know me. They know me, but they don't know me.
Yeah.
you know, and it's but I, like I said, if you ask me would I change a thing, no.
Yeah.
That's why you can't have it all.
Yeah.
Can't.
You can't you can't have it all without saying if there ain't no sacrifice involved. You know what I'm saying? There's just no way. And even in, you know, you got boundaries on every single thing, man. You just can't have everything.
But you guys know my regrets, okay? Being making the sacrifices I made.
Yeah.
My regret was that I didn't put enough attention into my personal private life to build a relationship because I thought that would hinder me. You know, and I took it to the extreme on one side, so I don't recommend that for young men coming up. I would say chase your goals, but you know that whole lift your head up and smell the roses is the truth. You know that I would definitely say that, especially if you want a family. But like I said, your significant other should be on board your plan. They shouldn't be something that hinders you. I didn't even get the chance to see if it would hinder me. That's the problem.
You know, when you pursue access to whatever your talent is, you're gonna do the thing that you're gonna commit fully to the thing that gives you access to your talent. And and at the time you didn't see your significant other as an access point to your talent, you know. So or they weren't part of that plan. So that's the difference. And I've been saying this a lot more. Relationships are the real currency. Like if you got healthy relationships, that's the path to currency.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody knows how to make money. Everybody can at least go work, you know, find a job or something, right? Or at least knows about just general human responsibility, right? So they're gonna do what it takes to sustain themselves. So the money's gonna happen no matter what if you're responsible.
Yeah.
But relationship work, that's more about working on yourself so you can be useful to someone else in a relationship.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
So that's where a lot of people miss it, and that's why like what success looks like. You get a lot of rich men on the back end of their life looking for trustworthy women, and the trustworthy women in those dating pools is not the same as it is when you're on the up and come up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like that's why you got to cultivate that down when you got like your resources in check, like you can do for self, and then you can invest a little bit more into, you know, like the relationship aspect of your life. If you see love as part of that mix, if you see fitness as part of that mix, you know, because that's gonna change who you give your time to.
And you know what, Vic, you're right about that but I can say this now that I'm where I am now in life, as far as now I'm still working towards my goals and happy. I'm more critical of who comes into my life. Like my bullshit radar is a lot less tolerable. You know, it really is because you're so focused. You know what you want. You know what works. You can recognize bullshit. You can recognize if she's not good for you. You know, you're so disciplined in that area that you don't have patience for nonsense, right?
Yep.
That's why I always say I'm never going to go into a woman's life ever. She's coming into mine because I know I don't care what happens in your life. I don't care if your parents like me, don't like me. I have to get along with. I ain't doing none of that shit. I'm like, I'm over here. This is where it is. Well, I'll try to get along with them, but I don't care if I get along with them.
That's why you talk about more of a 50-50 relationship for you, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because see, like that's the type of connection that you're gonna have with somebody, you know, because the energy you got roped off for your art and what you're passionate about is different than the energy that you got reserved for, you know what I'm saying, a relationship or a romantic connection.
Yeah, and I don't think it would have been like that had I not really done it by myself, right? I think if I would have had a build up or I would have had encouragement or whatever from a significant other, I probably would have been more empathetic towards it. But now it's like, I don't care if she likes my drawings, doesn't like my drawings. I don't need to say I don't need none of, she doesn't even have to look at it. She doesn't have to tell me she likes it. You know, as far as I'm concerned, she will never be a part of it. But I think that came because I'm so rigid now and focused now that I've never had it, so I don't need it and I don't want it. You know what I mean?
It's something you never had.
I can't wait till Antoine get broke down.
Oh man.
Like I think it's gonna like I'm not wishing anything. It's just like, man, it's like I've not
A
necessarily
major
seen
piece.
people like you, but like the other side of that is just like, man, it's like when you actually have the what they call it, the person. It's man, it's just way it hit different, man. Like when you're speaking from a place of, relationships don't work. And I've been there, most of them, you only or two person or three or four, but you don't marry every single person that you're intimate with, that you have relationships with, or that you date or meet at a club. So the
Mm,
people who actually get that close to you to where you're going to marry them, even if you're married 5 or 6 times, so what? There's still a minute amount of people for most people in comparison to the people that they've been with. So it's just like I look forward to the end. And what I mean by the end is when the grind is over and there's somebody there. And, so when I'm done with my hobbies, throughout the day, or if I'm cutting the grass, somebody gonna bring me some lemonade. Like stuff like that, man. It's like why the relationship between a man and woman is so important to me. It's all of the things that they add value to. Bruh, when you cutting the grass and it's 85 degrees outside, and you just see your lady come down in some little shorts and a t-shirt, and she got a big old cold glass of lemonade or some water, bruh, that'll make your day. You know what I mean? So it's like little things like that is what's important to me, and why having like a significant other or wife, you know, moving forward in life is so much more important to me than the things that we do outside of the home. I'm so content with my life that I just enjoy being at home. Bro, I've worked hard. I spent 20 years in the military. Tired of freaking running around. I done been to all these different countries and lived in all these different states and had to be temporary duty for 70, 80 times at a days at a time, and had to eat out 3 or 4 meals a day. Bro, I'm
That's why
tired
I
of
don't
all of that
understand why.
stuff.
But that's why I don't understand. Like when I hear these stories in the military and all that, and how you get pulled away from I can understand for the life of me why men would want to be married and go into the service. It's like what the fuck?
Because, bro, when you get done with 15 months of deployment, who want to come home and be going chasing tail,
Why not?
bro?
Like you could
Because
chase tail. You
because
could chase
you hadn't
tail,
been
but you could
deployed
chase
for
tail. But you
15
don't think
months,
but you don't think you could chase tail in every country that you go?
bro.
Shit,
You
I could
get
fly
tired
across the
of it,
world.
bro. You
Why?
don't want
You're
to chase
young,
tail all the time.
but you're young.
He ain't gonna be young forever.
Okay, but when you get out, you're what? You're in your 30s, maybe 40s.
38 at the youngest, if you
Okay,
do
that's when
20.
you want to settle down, anyways. And you got all this money, and and now you're just like, okay, now I'm ready because you don't have to worry about is she cheating, is she looking at another man, is my kids missing birth. You don't have to worry about missing nothing. The only person you have to miss about is your mom and dad. So I don't understand why you would want to go in starting a family when I hear these stories. Now, this is me talking when I hear these stories about
Hmm.
military. I'm like, why you getting married when you can plant your seed around the world traveling, like having a great time?
As someone who started having children at 19, and now I'm 47 and
Hmm.
my youngest son is 18, I'm glad I started early. I'm
I would,
glad I
yeah,
didn't
I agree with
start
that.
having kids at 38. Like, bro, imagine like I don't 38, and then you have three or four, three, two, three kids.
Yeah, I'd rather have kids
58,
too,
60,
but
bro, you be if you 38 before you have your first child. No, I mean you can. I'm not knocking nobody's house. I get the whole plan early. I get it. Um, but starting at 38, let's say you meet somebody at 30, you get married at 40, your child leaves the house at 58.
yeah,
Bro, I'm 47. My oldest son is 28. I got two granddaughters that's 6, and one's about to be 2, and one's about to be 7.
but
Bro, I'm young. I can do everything with my grandkids.
yeah, but the problem is with that is like most people are young and they're having kids, but I rather afford them so that I could enjoy them.
Yeah, me too.
I'd rather afford them. I mean, if I had to choose between early or being able to afford them, I'm going with the afford because I ain't doing that struggle shit. No, I'm not doing. Oh no.
I know.
No, I want to see the world. If I was in the army, man, I want nobody left behind because I'll be seeing what's out there.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be having a notch on my bedpost saying, "Okay, that's Japan
But
conquered,
then you know what happened, Vic?
Iraq conquered."
Private
You know,
Antoine get it. I bet if Private Antoine would win the army, that joker would have got married within the first year.
Easily.
no. I would have been I would have been a pilot. I would have been a pilot, so I could take all the risk and nothing left behind. Shit, you kidding me? Oh
Well,
Lord,
your wife gets 400 grand if you die. I think it's 450 now. But
Woo.
let me move to the next one before we wrap up. Did I do this one? Balancing love life and social life and personal growth is essential for overall well-rounded success.
Yep. True.
Yeah, we agreed to that. We all
Yeah,
agreed.
good. Well, let's move on then. I like it. True or false? Neglecting physical fitness can negatively impact your professional and personal life.
Yes, true. That's a
How
big.
so, Antoine?
That's a big T
We
No,
just
too.
got
I'm
to
picking.
kicking this dead horse.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Don't answer it, Antoine.
We
Leave it
took this one.
alone.
We took this one already.
Leave it alone. Yeah, we didn't beat that one real
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we hit that hard.
Yeah. True or false? Building strong social connections can embrace your overall quality of life.
Yeah, I agree that.
True.
I agree.
True.
That's
And
what
like I said,
Antoine was saying when he first came on. You're having your social life, your whoop pack, your
yeah,
people around you and stuff like that.
yeah. I think when things happen bad in your life and you got a good, strong foundation of people around you, it's easier to get over things. You know, I really think that. Man. And I'm a strong believer in therapy too. So,
I watched a crazy movie yesterday
what movie?
called Fall. These ladies climb this cell phone tower, and the ladder peels off the tower so they can't get down.
Ooh.
It's just mistakes after mistakes after mistakes, over and over again.
Oh, I want to see that. I like movies like that.
Yeah,
That ain't based on a
It's
story.
making my heart beat fast just thinking about being
just
stuck
thinking
up on the
about it.
road.
I know, right?
Jeez, like I just start getting butterflies in my stomach. That's amazing. So like I want to capture this, bruh. I love when we all just had it when the mind and the body connect like that. Like we ain't even there. I ain't even seen the movie, but just the picture in my head is some people hanging up on the tower way up in the air and no loud. They just stuck and nobody can't see them because they so far up.
Yep, that's exactly.
Oh, wow.
I want to see that. What's it called? Fall? I'm gonna Netflix that.
Put it in private chat. Hey,
exactly. I was just about to tell him that too.
I'm about to put it in.
Hey, Vic, did you guys ever see that picture of a guy of two men working on top of a windmill, and a fire breaks out in the windmill, and they can't get down? One decides to jump.
I just recently saw a trailer for that. This that type of movie too.
And it's a true story. And you can go on YouTube and see the picture of it, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Like you want to know what would you do? You can't get down. You can't slide down because it's an oval, so you can't slide down. If you try to slide down to reach the ladder, you're falling over.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't go through down the stairs. There's a fire there. Yeah, it's really interesting. That's why when he said fall, I'm like all over that. I want to see that.
This shit was crazy, man.
I'm gonna watch that tonight too.
I'd watch it again. I'll wait for you guys to watch it and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say don't say nothing because I want to kill it. I don't want to know how it ends either.
This the next to the last one. Personal growth and development have no direct impact on career success.
False.
That's false.
False.
Did you come up with these questions on your own?
Yeah, man.
These are good questions, actually. But
Well, Chet, I had some help with AI.
Okay. Yeah. After you showed me that program, I'm blown away by that.
Mm-hmm. I get them and then I'll finagle them or adjust them a little bit sometimes. Most of the time. I guess it depends on what you call success and the career field that you're in. So I think that there are careers where people are successful and they have not developed themselves personally at all. And now what I say is, I don't think it's the norm, but I think that there is still a great deal of people who have gotten certain places in life not because of personal growth, but because of who they know
Time.
or time. You know, sometimes people have stayed on jobs for so long that, all right, Antoine been here 10 years, we got to move him to manager. All right, been here 15 years, we got to move him up one more spot. You know, I think there are companies that are out there that are like that,
Yep.
that have pushed people up in positions just based off of, like Vic said, time. Um, you can do the
Senior.
minimums in the army and have and retire.
Mm.
Yeah. Like and
You don't.
never deploy,
Yeah.
never go overseas at all.
You can do the minimums in the military. Never develop your personal growth or anything like that. Do the minimums, and you at the least you can probably retire as a staff sergeant or E6.
Yeah,
Oh,
you have to be. You don't even have to do much.
You just do
oh,
the
wow.
basics. Do the minimum.
Yep.
You know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Last one, folks. Achieving success, true or false? Achieving success in love life means having a perfect and problem-free relationship.
False. That's unrealistic.
Yeah, that's
False.
unrealistic.
That's delusional.
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
have anybody that could tell you that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
That's
But I think a lot of people think that. And I think early on in life, people think that. And I think that's why it's so hard when people break up with somebody for the first time or their first love. You know, I think a lot of times people think that love means we ain't got no problems. No.
Mm-mm.
I think most relationships where there is love, there has been problems. Especially when it comes to family. Now, I have personal relationships with guys over 20 years. Never had a problem, never had an argument, none. Not at all.
I think
Problem
that's
free.
important communication. That's good communication with your significant other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got great communication with your significant other.
Men
I'm
have
talking
code.
about dudes.
Men have code.
I don't have any I don't think I have any female like relationships to where I had at least had an argument or a disagreement about something where somebody's feelings got hurt. Wasn't mine, but
Yeah.
just saying.
Men have code.
Do you
But I've
guys
had
think? You guys think? A question to both of you. I hope this relates to the question. Do you think a man could be friends with a girl?
yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
right. That's what I'm thinking. But
Yeah.
some say
Like
men
I
aren't friends. Men can't be friends. I just was wondering.
I think men that um lack sexual discipline have a
Mhm.
problem
There
with
you
that.
go. There you go.
You
And I
know.
think those are the discipline problem, sexual discipline part, the trust part, sometimes being hurt, bringing over past experiences and stuff like this. But I think that here's the thing about that though. I think that when there are people that are on the outside, I think that it's important to understand that you still have somebody. So those relationships, everybody needs to understand the relationship. And if you have friends like that, like my female friends know they've met my wife and know my wife or whatever like this, so it ain't no issue. I had, just I ain't going into a whole bunch of details, but um, my wife know they came to the wedding. Vic met one of my female friends,
Yeah.
Oh,
so
really?
she was at the wedding. Yeah,
Hmm.
so it's like she knows, like, she ride or die for my wife. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
wow.
'Cause she was
Yeah.
ride or die for me, so she ride or die. She crazy. She cool though. She from Chicago. She from the Chi. You know what I mean? That's my but you know who you are. Um, but yeah. So shout out to her. Yeah.
You
But
gotta have.
I don't I think it would be I think you just have to have balance in that area. Here we go, with balance.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
my female friends shouldn't be calling me 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night wanting to chat about their man or something. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Why? Is it because you have no?
No.
Code involved.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
There's certain things that there's a level of intimacy that you have to be in order to be talking about relationship issues
And respect.
and respect. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you getting emotionally invested in her problems, you taking energy from your relationship. So then
Mm-hmm.
the time that you need to be emotionally available for your significant other, that energy is gone because
Mm.
you use that over there for somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's not taking care of their own stuff.
Yep. And perception.
And it's the perception of it.
Do you want to have the perception with your lady that something is going on outside of the marriage? Same thing. So that's why you shouldn't be a whole bunch of secrets
Especially
about
when
who your friends are and stuff like that. There shouldn't be none.
especially
Mm.
when
It should
you
be
know
open. It should be very transparent about those things.
yeah. Especially when you know the level of emotional sensitivity that she may have, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
why introduce it?
But
So
it
that
works both ways.
yeah,
That's the biggest thing. Whenever we had this conversation, a lot of times they work both ways. Like,
yeah.
you know, do you want to be feeling some kind of way, you know, every Friday night, you know, your old lady's college friend calls, hey, how you doing? And every time he
Go out.
called, she had to go to the bathroom. Like, it could be totally innocent, but you just don't. But you have to allow for that trust. And if you pick the right one, you ain't really worried about this stuff anyway.
True,
You know what I
true,
mean? You
true.
pick the
That is
right chick, you're not worried about all of that stuff. You pick the
Nope.
right guy, you're not worried about all of that stuff.
that's so important in life to pick the
It
right.
is, bro. If you pick wrong, you
Oh man.
screwed.
See, that's what I mean.
Screwed.
That's why like what we talk about,
You
being
screwed, bro.
disciplined and code and finding the right one. I mean, I believe you can build such a strong relationship. Like I'm glad I'm not jaded in that area, believing in love and all that. But you just gotta pick right and hope that not hope. You just gotta pick right and have the communication, have that conversation. I believe. I don't want to sound. Yeah.
It's just about picking right, period. You know,
Mhm.
like if you believe that you're supposed to be in a relationship, then you gotta live your life to make room for it too.
Mhm.
Because you
See,
can't
that's
say,
where I went wrong.
yeah, you see, like you can't say you want this one thing and then your life doesn't reflect where you're trying to fill that space. Like if you say you want to meet somebody but you never go to any social events,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you can't have it both ways, you know.
Yeah.
So it's the little stuff you do that
Yeah.
creates the
Little stuff.
opportunity. I
Fine
promise you
print.
it is. You know, that little space where you give yourself 2 hours to go, hang out in
Yeah.
public somewhere, go to the gym, whatever that might be. That increases your opportunity, But like if you always upstairs on your own, like little circuit where you don't interact with people, you're in your own little loop. Nobody's coming into your loop.
So true, man. Oh my gosh, that is so
Look,
true.
when you picking, you gotta read the fine print.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can only
Bro,
pick
you ever
based
bought a
on the
car,
route.
didn't read the fine print, or the car that don't work for you? You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? You was like, oh yeah, you just like, oh yeah, you know what? Ooh, that's a nice big old truck. I'm gonna go get this big old truck, right? And you go get this big truck, and the truck don't fit in your garage, or either the payment's too high, or you didn't realize that you had a 30-gallon tank, and now your gas prices is through the roof. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't read the fine print, you know what I mean? You're gonna pick the wrong woman
Man,
because what you see initially is the cover, but then you start opening it up, start reading the book. Look down at the bottom. Look for Maze calls warning. Gets moody. Bro, you
Yeah.
gotta read the fine print. But
hey,
what happened is first, when we first opened up that book, we like, oh man, everything good, and we don't choose to read the fine print. We just skim through it. You know what I mean? So, read the fine print, bro. That contract before you sign it.
And my problem was I didn't even want to read. I just want to have fun and
See?
move on to the next. That's my
Exactly.
problem. I didn't want to read.
yeah,
Hey,
So
you don't have to read the contract if you're not looking to purchase.
but that's just it. I should have been at a certain time in my life. I should have been. I should have been like,
it's
yeah.
like
You
when
should
you
have
look
been
at
where you are. You should have been doing what you should have been doing.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think that you should have been doing anything earlier. That's me on the outside looking in.
Nah, I should
But
have
that's just me.
definitely had a hook in the water, right?
But
Instead of keep on casting.
But here's the thing about it though, just because even if you would have had a hook in the water or been out there dating doesn't necessarily mean that that would have worked out. And it
True.
doesn't mean so that's there's no guarantees in life.
But like
So
Vic
you
said,
can't have any regrets,
but
which I
like
know you
Vic
don't.
says, I should have been. But like Vic says, I should have had discipline enough to stay still and vet that person and put the time in, put the time effort in to see. Because I'm sure I've missed out on the one. At least I can think back. I'd like to say 3 times at least.
well,
You missed
that's
out
the
on
thing.
3 ones.
Like,
Shit.
Yeah, three to one.
you don't control time though. So this is why like working on yourself gives you a better opportunity when timing is not to your advantage. You know,
Yeah.
so you miss out on those charisma building exercises. You know, what I'm saying? You know,
I got photography going on probably.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
you get sharpened by rejection. You know, like the older you get, the less rejection you can stand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was telling my wife the other day, I was like, man, I come from the 90s. You know, I was an R&B dude.
Yeah.
You know, when
Oh,
I grew
yeah.
up, we wasn't
Come
allowed
in
to
grabbing
listen to
air.
nothing. Yeah,
Keith
so
Sweat,
bro, I was the Shy, the Key Sweat, the Boys to Men, the Troop.
The Luther
Yeah, bro,
Vandross.
that was
The
me.
Luther Vandross.
Luther, yes, bro. That's how, bro. Look, when we was in high school, we used to make tapes. Y'all remember the tapes we used to make for girls, right?
Yeah.
Marty Mars Moist Mix. That's what I used to call mine.
What? Marty
I
Mars.
wanna get
Marty
free.
Mars Moist Mix.
Oh, man.
You make your CD. I mean, where the tape, the radio, the song come on the radio. You got to hold the tape player there. You hit record, hold pause. When the song come on, you unpause. That's how you make your tape.
Oh,
And you
that's
give
so
it to your girl so she can hear the same song over and over and stuff.
yeah.
Then
Richard
you had to
Marx.
have 2 tape decks, and then you try to record. You had to have a microphone. You know what I mean? The microphone on the other tape recorder. Bro, the struggle was real back in the day.
Were we really like that, man? I'm thinking back,
Yes.
oh, shit, it was like
And
that.
bro,
Right?
that's how I learned, good or bad, to kind of talk to chicks was through R&B songs. Everything you wanted to say to chicks, just repeat the lyrics. And if you go get some other songs that they don't really know about from an old era, and you be like, oh yeah, baby, blah, 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 blah. They're like, ooh, yeah, they don't know. That's from Luther Vandross from 1972.
Antoine, that right there, remember I told you we was 2 different blacks?
Right?
What just explained is how men were brainwashed and how to talk to women.
Yeah, because that's what I did.
Because in the absence of men, you know, due to mass incarceration, the drug war and all that other stuff, right there, took men out the way. Now you got young men listening to R&B with Key Sweat, getting mentorship on how to talk to women.
But it worked.
Yeah, that's where they're getting it because there ain't no man in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
It
Because
worked to get women and to
look,
get sex,
R&B
but it
music,
didn't help towards me growing and learning how to be a better man.
R&B music did to men what IG did to women.
Yeah.
It distorted the perception of everything that you see.
So we thought that everything had to be about the woman. Good or bad, it was all about pleasing a woman.
But
Which
it was,
I'm not
it
saying
was
that
really,
anything
but it
wrong
was
with
really,
pleasing a woman,
but it was really nice.
that was the focus.
But
Well, and it was very. Now to think about it, it was that music kind of drove you. Like all I wanted to do was be around girls all the time.
But don't you think it was really nice when chivalry was appreciated, though?
I still open the door for my wife.
No,
my wife,
I mean, it was appreciated. It's not appreciated.
mine is appreciated. My
Yeah,
wife.
No, I'm talking in general.
Oh,
I can't speak for them. You know what I mean? I can't relate to it because I wouldn't be attracted to somebody that couldn't appreciate chivalry.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's like
that's just what it is.
It's so funny. Like you know, you can have incidents where I can tell you, even with the experience I have, chivalry is and a man that's in the dating world, it's not appreciated. Trust me. You know, the whole ghosting thing is real. The whole I don't have to get back to you is real.
My
The
wife
whole
don't open the door for herself. 9 times out of 10, my wife don't
and
open the door for
I
herself.
wish that was the
The
same.
only time, there's 2 times where I may open the door, where I don't open the door. One, both of them are very rare, is when she will go and get in the vehicle before me. Very rare.
Look at that.
It's usually if we're both heading out or something like that, and I go back in the house and she don't want to wait for me. She'll go back in. She'll just get in the car, especially if I already started it up. And 2 is if the same thing. If I'm like, hey, we going out to the car, I'm going to get in the truck and everything, and she go back in the house to piddle around or something. But other than that, when we out, when we go to the car, when we leave the house, I open the door. I
That is
told my wife a long time ago, don't get in the car if I don't open it.
there you go.
Because
You see
good,
that?
bad, or indifferent,
There you go.
you know what I
There's
mean?
a gentleman
Sometimes,
right there.
but that's me. But
That's
that's
the gentleman
something
in
that
you. That's
I
great.
like doing and I appreciate doing. I think
Right.
that's what I should do as a man. Do I think all men should do that? No. But I think for me and mine's, that's how we operate. So
What's it? Me and mine's.
that's for me and mine's, bro. That's what we do. You
Yeah.
know, I don't necessarily
So
wishing that
serious.
on nobody. Everybody don't have to do that, but I like doing it.
Yeah.
I like doing something for my wife that I don't do for every other woman. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But most of her friends can't say, "Oh yeah, my husband opened the door for me." Now, I'm not doing this for her to go and speak back and talk to her friends about it. But when she talked to her friends and they're having conversations about their husbands
It's
and their
something she can relate to.
and she got the only husband who allows her to live the type of lifestyle that she live. Not allowed, but the lifestyle that, like, my wife don't work. You know what I mean? My wife don't have to work. Most of her friends and people that she know, they work. Not because they want to, because they have to work.
Yep.
So
That's great
we
that you
got,
give her
we're,
that. That's great that you give her that flexibility to do so. I think that's
she
see
can
that's
work if she want to.
yeah, but that's the definition of leading. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the definition of leading right there. I
Like
mean,
you gotta
Well,
be
it's
the right option.
but definition of our relationship.
Yeah.
That's
no,
what
but that
works
is a
for
man
us.
taking the lead. You are taking the lead, and you are making that possible. And I think that's to be commended.
Yeah,
That's all.
that's because I like and enjoy being a provider male. That's
There
what
you go.
I like it. But there's 50-50 men too. You want to be a 50-50 dude.
No, I want to be a 50-50, meaning like I don't need her like that, but I'm still going to be the provider. You know what I mean? I'm
But
still
you
going to
said,
be.
I thought one time you said you wanted to have her own career.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah,
what
I wanted to have her own career. I don't want it to be revolving around me. I wanted to have her own. I'm not going to be one to make a woman give up what she wants to do in life, because she will never make me give up what I want to do in life. But we
Yeah.
come together for the sake of the
So
family and how.
what if would you marry a woman who wanted to be a wife?
Yeah, of
She was
course.
like, I just want to be a wife. She's like, I don't want to work. I just want to be your husband. I just want to be your wife. I just want to take care of the kids,
That
baby.
would
I want to
great.
take care of you. I'm a
Woo!
homeschool the kids.
Oh,
I'm going to cook. I'm going to clean. I'm going to give you your 8 hours a day with your red light on, baby. When you get done, I'm going to wash your brushes out for you. I'm going to slick your hair back and comb it, put the Kimmy oil in it. I'm going to rub your feet. I'm
that's
going to
La La
massage
Land.
your back.
That's La La Land right there. That's La La Land
No, it
woman
ain't.
right there.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, dude.
No,
That ain't.
it is not.
That
No,
is
it is
not.
not, Antoine.
That is not happening with your
Antoine.
modern woman. That is not
No,
happening with modern women. Man.
don't date a modern woman. That's what I'm saying. If you date or marry a woman who wants to be a wife,
Oh,
that's what
absolutely.
she wants to do.
I think that is beautiful if you can find it. But
so
that's
what I'm asking.
that's a needle in a
If you
haystack.
date, if there was a woman out there like that, would you want a woman who just wanted to be a wife and raise your kids and take care of
Dude,
you?
that would be a godsend.
So, Antoine, you have to start changing your perspective. If that's what you want, then that's what you have to go over. Stop
Dude,
going after modern women and wanting them to stay at home for 5 years to raise your kids.
Generally speaking, that's not the norm out there. Take it
It's
from a guy
not
that's
the norm where you're at.
Probably.
My wife wants to be a wife. My wife don't want to work. She want to be a wife. She want to take care of me.
I was to say your wife is a needle in a haystack, bro.
It's a lot of women out there like that.
No, don't say that. You're not dating, bro. Trust me, it's not. It's not.
They're not in LA.
Maybe not in LA, but I ain't moving anytime soon because my life is here. But like I
Okay.
said, I am thinking of Cuba this winter. I am thinking of changing somebody's life overseas.
Yeah, you just gotta go to the right area.
Passport bros.
You gotta go to the.
Find me one that doesn't even speak English.
Go to the Philippines, man. I don't know where you gonna go.
Oh, the Philippines. Ooh, they got some nice ones over there, but I gotta be careful. Ain't
but they ain't gonna have a career.
I don't need to have a career. It's okay.
She ain't gonna. Okay.
You don't need no career. Her career is be taking care of me and the kids.
That's what I said, Antoine.
I'm saying within LA or
you just said, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna find one in LA.
You're probably right. Listen. I'm thinking of traveling. Trust me.
So when are you leaving the States? That's
so when are you leaving LA?
Yeah, because you 47.
I know, but I'm listen. I'm making plans for that. Trust me. There's I'm really thinking hard about it because these women here, boy, they're a mess.
They're a
mess. They are a mess.
You have to go and look in places where women are, where women want to be wives. That's where they are.
I'll call you out on that. Name a place like that.
I found mine good, bad, or different on the reservation. I mean, we didn't meet there, but we met in Korea. We both was in the military, but there are communities where women are looking to upgrade their lives.
Dude, you still didn't give me an answer.
There may not be a lot going on there.
You still didn't give me an answer to the question. Where? I'm not talking reservation. Come on, give me something today's world.
They have the reservations today. I'm about to go there next month.
Dude, I am not going sun dancing on something. No, that ain't happening.
Oh my God.
Hey. I'm just saying. Look, you can go to some country towns in Mississippi.
Garfield, stop, man. Stop.
In Alabama. There's some trailer parks around here. See, here's the thing, Antoine. Here's what you're missing.
Oh shit, boy.
You're looking for a wife who wants to be a wife, a woman who wants to be a wife and raise kids.
You got to go to the South.
You're probably gonna have to go around to the South.
I'm gonna have to travel. No doubt. I'm gonna have to travel.
But here's the thing: it ain't nothing bad. Look, you can get you a country girl. We're gonna cook. We're gonna go out there and slop the hogs.
You guys are too much, man.
Oh, that's rural. That's pretty rural right there.
Rural, bro.
You guys are killing me.
Fish. You
fish for you?
Yeah.
Man, look how far we've been on here, man. We 30 minutes past due.
Oh shit! I didn't even pay attention to that.
And we didn't. I meant to hit the button, and I was like, you know what? Here's what I said I was going to do. I was like, I'm gonna end the show, and then what we're going to do is end it, but don't end the live stream, and then just keep talking. Then I was like, nah. Then I forgot about it, and so it kind of sort of happened organically anyway.
Yeah.
You know how we always talk behind the scenes. Then Antoine was like, oh man, the conversation was so good, man. We should have taken this. Y'all both have said that plenty of times. So this time, I guess it kind of happened organically. This was what kind of just happened just now. So,
but how come I'm not seeing? I don't know. Usually, like when you and Vic are together, we get like this. You guys usually put up some comments. I don't see it. Is nobody in the chat? Is that how it works?
Yeah, people in. I just hadn't put any in.
Oh, okay. I didn't know because I was wondering, like, I don't know. Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah, I hadn't been paying attention to it because I was in the conversation. I was on a different screen over here.
Got you.
So,
so there are comments in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just was wondering because I didn't see anything come across. I thought maybe it's just you. Maybe it was private, like just here, you know.
Oh no! And then I posted some earlier, I think before you came in or whatever too, and Vic had posted some. So yeah. So oh, before we go, last thing. If y'all got a couple more minutes, Vic.
That's
right. Real quick. This is what we started the show with. So we're going to end it with this. Me and Vic already said what we would do. So now here's your opportunity to tell us what you would do. If you won that $1 billion, right? Or however much is me, 1.100 and I don't know how
No
much
one's
it
won
is.
it yet?
Huh?
No one has won it yet?
No, I think the last year was like 1.7 billion.
Wow, I did not know that. I better play. Okay.
Yeah. So I think the drawing is tonight, but I think what's it? What would you do? Me and Vic had already talked about what we would do with our first night. Now this is the first night. We got our lump sum because that's what we chose. We're just saying this for scenario's sake. You got your money. It's in your account. No one knows about it yet. What is your first night going to be like? Victor talked about his going to be pretty similar. He ain't doing too much. Ain't gonna change much. I said I'm ordering pizza and we watching a movie. What you gonna do on your first night with that?
I think on my first night, having the money, all that sort of, nobody knows, right?
Nobody knows.
I think I would meet with my mom, dad, and all my family members. I say, listen, we all got to meet. I got to talk to all of you at the same time.
So you flying there?
Yeah, I'm flying there. Like I'm just surprising them and flying there and say, listen,
okay.
I'm going to say I want to get us all together because in my mind, their lives are about to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I would definitely, tell them. Yeah, that's the first thing I would do. Second thing I would do is I would call up financial advisor because I wouldn't know what to do with money like that.
I'm hiring a lawyer.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
But I'm calling one of my boys' lawyers.
Yeah.
Or
and
somebody that I already know who's like some people that I know that are already multimillionaires. I'm going to call and talk to them about who they trust already.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm not going out and go find, Better Call Saul. I'm not going out and go find.
I'm calling a financial advisor for sure. It's probably the first.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm calling a financial advisor.
Call a financial advisor and going from there.
And then I think I'm going to
want to think about money. I'm going to tell a financial advisor to set me up in a way where I could just get up and not have to do anything else extra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And give me the best way to manipulate my money.
I'm also going to go to after all that's said and done, I'm going to fly to like Cuba or something like that, rent a little apartment, something simple, and change somebody's life, like my girl or whatever. Yeah,
this sounds like you said.
I'm gonna have a rotation.
Yeah.
Are you gonna still paint, Antoine?
Oh yeah.
He definitely gonna go do some painting now.
You gonna paint more now?
Give him $1 billion. You gonna go paint?
Yeah, I'll be I'll be.
You think you'd paint more?
I think I'd paint for a different purpose. I wouldn't paint for clientele and all that. I'd paint for creativity and expression and making change in the world, bringing awareness. I'd throw myself into philanthropy stuff.
Yeah, you have to open up your own type of procurement.
Yeah, you're right.
You could promote your artwork.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I would do it different. I would definitely do it differently.
Your artwork would sell based off of what you're doing, not necessarily because of the artwork.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's still selling for big money, right?
Exactly.
And I don't care why you want to buy the paint.
Even if it doesn't sell, I'm still just chilling.
Yeah. You would have all the best paints and everything.
Well, I get that now, but I would definitely have the greatest setup. I'd build a house based around how the sun rotates, and I'll have natural sunlight every morning till the last bit of night at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
And your house would be set up around how the sun rotates.
Yeah, like it would have a dome, and how the sun is how my easel would rotate.
Kiss my entire behind.
Why?
Bruh, that's something that people like me would never even think about. Like not only, but people like you, and I'm saying in a positive way, think about stuff like that. The average person doesn't think about setting up their home based off the amount of sunlight that's going to come through the house so they can practice and work on what they love to do.
Do you know let me tell you something inside about art. Do you know a yellow at night with my light looks nothing like yellow in natural sunlight?
Oh, I can dig it.
You know, when my drawing at night comes on, I have to really adjust my surroundings to match what I was drawing during the day. Do you know
I
that?
don't doubt it.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Do you know? I'm going to tell you an insight of how you probably don't know. Let's say when Picasso was doing one of his pieces, right? When there was no, I want a light, I just flick a switch. He was waiting for the sun to come up at the same time every day to paint that color. And
I
then when
remember
it
you
came,
telling me that.
and then when he came to the next color, he would wait till the sun goes down at 7 o'clock and paint that color at 7, and so on and so on and so on, and repeat the process the next day. That's why it took longer back then.
Yeah,
Right?
I get it, man. And I remember you said that. My mind was blown. Just like
People thinking, oh yeah, the Mona Lisa is a great drawing, not because of the subject matter, because of what he did back then with what he had back then. That's how it is for us artists to appreciate it. Because I couldn't do the Mona Lisa with freaking horsehair brushes, like cleaning my own brush, blending my own color, getting the exact yellow. I couldn't, dude. That's craziness, right?
You know what I tell them? Them dudes, they should have painted faster.
God, I love you. Look at
the audacity, huh, Vic?
The audacity. You know, question Picasso about his brushstrokes, boy. This is what social media has done. Let y'all question geniuses until, boy, I tell you telling Picasso what to paint? All right.
Vic, you're a writer. You got to appreciate how they wrote back then with pencil, and they didn't have a computer to scratch out all the, go back and start again. These guys had to erase, keep what's in their mind, erase, and continue writing. I mean, Vic could stop now and then freeze the screen, and that's where he's going to come back and join, and go have a coffee, go do his thing, come back, the screen's still the same. These guys
I can delete it, and it's probably backed up on 3 or 4 different devices at the same time.
You must appreciate that. No,
I super appreciate it. Like,
you got to be, bro. He understands the creative world. He ain't stupid. He knows.
Yeah, because imagine handwriting everything.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Imagine just handwriting it, and then going back. That's just your rough draft.
Yeah.
You go back and edit. You know how many manuscripts you probably have if you had to do everything by hand.
Oh boy!
I remember elementary school and writing everything by hand, and middle and high school. So
yeah,
they don't do that.
That's how we used to write papers.
People don't even know how to write in cursive anymore.
They don't teach it. It's a couple teachers in my school teach it, but every teacher.
How do they do it in school now? Can I ask? I don't know. I'm just curious.
It's not in every curriculum in every state or every school. So
how do they do it? What's the general way of writing now in schools? Is it books?
It depends on no. Well, I will tell you this: in my school, every single student has a Chromebook. Every single student.
Wow.
And most students use them every day, at least for something.
Look at that.
Yep. So in kindergarten, they already know how to log in. They're knowing how to open up different apps.
Wow. Look at that.
Yep, they're learning. I mean, there's games on there. There's so many programs, videos, all different types of stuff for kids. So yeah, they're getting technology in their hand earlier and earlier. So I don't think it's something that parents can get away from. You can tell your kids they can't use a computer, but they got them in school. So it's just teaching them, or anybody, even adults, how to use technology, appropriately. And appropriately is different for everybody. But when you have a child, like, you can't just tell your child, hey, no, you can't. This is my opinion. No, you can't have a computer or tablet or something, because they're getting them anyway. And if they don't learn how to use them, and I think that what they should be doing is, if anything, they should be teaching kids how to use the technology for their advantage, how to use certain apps, learn how to type. All y'all got a Chromebook. Where are the typing classes?
Can I ask you, how did they stop them from looking at porn?
It's blocked.
Oh, so there's no way the server. I'm just asking.
There's server security.
Now, they can type in certain words, and they type in certain words, it'll ping the whole system. And then as the school counselor, usually sometimes the principal may get it, and then sometimes the principal may send it down to the counselor and say, hey, go have a chat with the student about something, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay.
Depends on what it is. Sometimes how it works. But sometimes they just type in words, but then sometimes they check it and investigate it first, because, a child may be typing, death, by whatever, but they're looking, they may be doing research on the project or something like that. They're not just looking to harm
Gotcha.
themselves or something. So
So it's
there's
not
a
like
little
they
bit
go
of
on
a
their
respect.
private server. It's not like they can go on Wi-Fi or something different. And
Well, it's all on Wi-Fi, and they all are logged in with their own account. Every student has an email and a Google
gotcha.
account in my entire district.
Interesting. Wow. I love
So
that.
every student has an email account. So I can send the email right now to every single student in my building.
Really, eh?
They can
That.
all email me too. So I'll
Interesting.
email them.
Look at that.
With that being said, folks, we not doing no final thoughts. We not doing no pack wisdom. We ain't gonna do anything but hit the end button. But before we do, man, if there is anything that you guys want to say or to close out the show, I do want to give you guys the opportunity to say that. But if not, then I'm gonna hit this exit button and then we're gonna be out.
Yeah.
Vic is good. He gave me the thumbs up. Antoine gave me 2. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see y'all back next week, same time, 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Elevated Dialogue. We are out.